Will Shipley's a guy that scored 15 touchdowns last year. He scored 11 the year before. He's used to finding the end zone. He has yet to score a rushing touchdown this season. They've played 3 games, so this is game 3. It's FAU. It's a 34-0 game, and a lot was made of an incident on the sideline in which Will Shipley was given the ball, did not score. They eventually took him out. They scored on a touchdown or I even want to correct myself there. I don't know that they took him out or if this was the exchange on the sideline after they scored the touchdown on the sneak by Cade Klubnik. So I want to get that correct. And then there's an exchange between CJ Spiller and Will Shipley on the sideline because Will Shipley was obviously wanting the football again. And then there was a little confrontation on the sideline. And then there was a ton made by Clemson fans and college football fans about Will Shipley arguing with his coach, pouting, whatever it appeared to be on the sideline. I saw the replay. Didn't watch the game, but saw that series of plays and then the exchange on the sideline. My conclusion is that the guy's a great player. He's a baller. He's a gamer. He loves this university, loves this team, loves his teammates. And he is like the epitome of what you want on your football team. And if you've got a track record like Will Shipley, maybe his response wasn't the best, but my goodness, let's have a little grace.
Yeah, let me preface this by saying, I'm not defending or excusing anything Will Shipley did. I don't think you should probably refrain from getting in a coach's face, especially on the sideline. It's not the best look. Now, having said that, anybody that follows Clemson closely knows we're talking about a fiery dude. I mean, he is extremely emotional on the field. And I think that is something this Clemson team needs at times because they lacked fire, in my opinion, on offense and defense. Not that he plays defense, but they've lacked fire, and he's been that leader since he got to campus. I mean, they praised his leadership abilities as a freshman. He's been that guy in the locker room, going on. This is his 3rd year now. And I don't know what they were. I don't know what he was hot about, but he was hot about something. And I am pretty sure that he stayed on the field. He was still out there when Klubnik scored. 99.9% sure anyways. But, I mean, whatever it was, take it to the sideline, maybe wait till you're not as emotional. But I just think this is much ado about nothing. I just don't think it's that big a deal. Football players are emotional. You want them to play with their emotions on their sleeves sometimes. What was he pouting on the sideline? I don't know. He had a towel on his head for a minute. Quickly after that, he had his helmet back in his hand. He was back on the field. He even played the first. He was even back on the field for a play or two, the first offensive series of the 3rd quarter. So he didn't get benched or anything. After the game, Dabo Swinney got asked about it. He didn't even know what had happened. So, I mean, it must not have been that big a deal on the sideline for nobody to have even told Dabo Swinney. And he didn't seem too worried about it. He said, I'm sure, I know CJ will handle that. They're referring to CJ Spiller. He's the running backs coach. So again, it's always a bad look from an optics perspective, but I just think it's much ado about nothing. I told you before we jumped on here, I saw so many Clemson fans calling Will Shipley overrated Saturday night, Sunday morning. Never saw anybody call him that before this. But I have seen tons call him that since, and I'm not sure how you like we talked about. I'm not sure how you go from that to overrated. I think he's a pretty dang running back. Is he explosive and does he got that elite level speed? No, I mean he gets run down from behind sometimes, but he is a solid running back that is going to, on average, get you 5, 6, 7 yards per carry, and that's pretty dang productive in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't know the connection between his playing ability and the evaluation of his playing ability and the way he acted on the sideline, what those two have to do with one another. And then also understand that while sports is a great thing for young people to be involved in because it teaches discipline, teamwork, all those things, poise, and so forth, we do ask these football players to do something that's kind of unreasonable. We expect them between the whistles to act violently and then emotionally and just throw this energy at somebody else and then to shut it off, be completely poised, and then the next snap to do the same thing and do this over and over and over. And that's what we ask them to do. And that's what they should do. They shouldn't be, acting like fools between the plays, but we are asking quite a bit that even a guy of my age would find it difficult to compartmentalize my emotions that well for 3.5 hours every week.
Yeah, you nailed it. We want them to be emotional, between the whistles. And then when the whistle blows, cut it off just like that, and it doesn't always work like that. Like you said, we're all human, and sometimes it's hard to shut those things off. He had gotten, Clemson had the ball on the one. He had been given the ball twice and failed to get in. Nobody knows what was said, just that they seemed to be yelling at each other. Nobody knows exactly what was said. I don't, anyways. I've not heard anybody knows what was said. So I mean, how disrespectful was what he said? I had no idea. I mean, as far as I know, all he did was raise his voice. But you could tell he was a little frustrated about something, whether it was not getting in from the one, whether it was with his blocking up front or not getting the ball the third time in a row. Because he's a guy that wants the ball, man. He wants the ball. Is who he is, and I think that's I think that's who you want as the leader on your offense. You want a leader who wants the ball.